When I first met Ro, I didn't even plan to stop in that dusty market. It was just a side trip on my way back from fieldwork for a business school project. My professor had tasked me with observing local vendors, and honestly, I just saw it as another box to tick before the weekend. I had absolutely no idea that a single conversation that morning would end up staying with me for years. The market in Piafa was alive, a chaotic symphony of carts clattering over uneven stones, vendors shouting, and the smell of coriander mixing with dust. I remember adjusting my glasses, trying to blend in, when I saw him. A man with a bicycle, leaning under a banyan tree, arranging neat rows of spinach, tomatoes, and chilies. His setup was humble, just a plastic sheet and a wooden crate, but there was this incredible precision about it. Each bunch of greens was tied like a small gift, and he smiled at every single customer as if they were an old friend. I lifted my phone to take a photo, partly for my notes, partly just out of admiration. "Excuse me," I said, stepping closer. "Can I take a picture of your stall?" He looked up, a little puzzled, and wiped his hands on his faded shirt. "Why?" he asked. I smiled back. "It's for a study project. You keep your stall really neat." He just shrugged. "All right, but only if you buy some tomatoes." That made me laugh. Most vendors were wary, tired, but not him. There was a warmth, even a bit of humor, in his eyes. So I bought the tomatoes, even though I didn't need them, and asked his name. "Ro," he said. We probably talked for no more than 10 minutes. I asked about his day, how he sourced his stock, how he priced his vegetables. He didn't have any fancy systems, just pure instinct, discipline, and trust. He kept every single detail in his head. No notebook, no calculator, just memory and consistency. When I asked if he'd ever thought about expanding, he laughed. "With what money?" "I live on coins." That hit me hard. His words weren't bitter, just a simple statement of fact. But I sensed something else underneath, a quiet belief that maybe, just maybe, life could change someday. I don't know what made me say it, but before I left, I told him opportunities don't wait. If you see one, grab it even if it scares you. He just nodded politely, probably thinking I was just another privileged student passing through. I left Piafa that afternoon, filed my report, and Ro became a small paragraph in my notes. Over time, I got busy with my new job in Delhi, and the memory of that smile under the banyan tree began to fade. Until one day, months later, I was visiting the region again and saw a new shop with a bright green sign, Ro's Fresh Veggies. I stopped my car, completely stunned. The place was buzzing with activity, and inside, the very same man stood behind a proper wooden counter, weighing tomatoes on a real scale, greeting customers with that same familiar smile. He recognized me instantly. "You again," he said, laughing. As I looked around the freshly painted walls, the handwritten recipe cards, the young boy stocking shelves, it struck me that he had built all of this from almost nothing. "You did it," I said, amazed. "You grabbed the opportunity." He nodded. "I remembered your words. They stayed with me." We talked for a long time that evening. He told me how he'd rented the shop, borrowed money, almost failed, and then painstakingly built it all back up. He started delivering vegetables to schools, organizing other vendors, and even speaking at community events. When he said, "I just got tired of waiting," something stirred deep inside me. Because, in truth, I had been waiting for the right promotion, the right time to start my own venture, the right everything. But Ro hadn't waited. He acted. Driving back that night, I thought about how strange life is. We think we go somewhere to teach, to study, or to analyze. But sometimes we're the ones who are being taught. I met Ro again a year later. His shop had doubled in size. He had hired 2 helpers and even added a delivery scooter. The man who once sold tomatoes under a tree was now running a small, respected business. He greeted me in the exact same way, with that unshakable smile. And in that moment, I realized something profound. Opportunity isn't something that only visits the prepared. It visits everyone. But only a few, like Ro, recognize it in its simplest former dusty shop. A borrowed coin, a single sentence from a stranger. That day, I wrote a new note in my journal, not for a professor, but for myself. It said, "When you see someone rise from nothing, remember it started with a single moment of courage. Rouse courage. And perhaps a few words from a stranger who once just stopped to buy some tomatoes." Thank you so much for watching and for being part of this journey. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more. See you next time.